Morning, we are at the Lee property. We're going to be completing a repairability test. Be on the back slope, which is west. We have this damaged shingle we'll do the repairability test on. We'll see how it affects all of those surrounding shingles. I've got all the surrounding shingles boxed out. I'll give you an overview of all of those before we get started, showing you the current condition, all of which could potentially be damaged during the repairability test. So once we're all complete, we'll take another look and see those results. For my tools, I'll be using a flat bar, hammer, putty knife, and roof snake. And I have this 45-degree angle tool that we'll use to give us a visual for what 45 degrees looks like. Slide it underneath that damaged shingle. And then we'll give you some views of that so we can see what 45 degrees looks like. And then throughout the repairability test, any of those shingles we do have to lift, try to keep it below 45 degrees. Alright, we'll get started. We'll start by unsealing all of those shingles. Use the putty knife to unseal the top shingles, 8 and 7. And we'll use the putty or the flat bar to unseal the rest of those. See if there's any differences with those tools. Now we have all of those unsealed, we'll start removing those nails. Nails all through there. Another nail pull through there, just to show you what I'm talking about with those nail pull throughs. You can see where the nail head went through that whole shingle there when we were trying to get that nail out. So that nail pull through going through the shingle there is going to be fracturing that matting in that area, damaging the shingle. we got all those nails out of that damaged shingle. We'll slide this new shingle in, lined up nicely. We'll start getting some nails back in there. We'll be using the roof snake for that. Alright, we're all complete with the repairability test. Give you an overview of all of those surrounding shingles. Take a closer look at those shingles right above that new shingle. We can see stress fractures that occurred to these shingles here. You can see where the matting on the shingle was broken at the top there. Looks like it goes all the way across. Those stress fractures, that broken matting, that's going to be damaging the integrity of those shingles. We can feel where the shingles are much weaker in the areas with the stress fractures. It's going to not allow those shingles to do what they're designed to do as best as they should. Those stress fractures will be damaging the integrity, along with damaging the integrity of those shingles. It'll be affecting the shingles' water shedding capabilities, as that matting is the main component for that. Take a look underneath, see if we're seeing any mat transfer. Check that damaged shingle, see if there's any mat transfer on that one. Looks like we do have some mat transfer right there. Should be able to see where that one is on the bottom of these shingles. Yeah, we can see where that piece of matting there was ripped off of that shingle and stuck onto the tar line right there. So that will be damaging those shingles as well, along with making it more difficult for those shingles to reseal properly once repairs have been completed. So with all of those stress fractures, we can see we have 4 shingles with stress fractures due to the repairability test. So we have an additional 4 damaged shingles just from replacing that one wind damaged shingle. So I do not believe repairs are feasible to this roof, as we can see the condition that those surrounding shingles are going to be left in. They're going to be left with stress fractures, mat transfer, damages that are going to be concerns for possible water intrusion. And so we can see wind damage on this roof is pretty widespread. We got that one there. Got quite a few over here as well. You can see there. Got wind damage all over this roof, pretty widespread. So we can see from this repairability test what this insured will be left with if repairs are completed. They would be left with 4 additionally damaged shingles for every single one of those wind damage shingles repaired. And this insured will have potential leak hazards over their roof anywhere there's needing to be repairs completed. And then wanted to point out how this slope can also tie into some other slopes. So we can see on this back slope that we've got a valley here. So eventually, when repairs are being completed, you can see that the back slope shingles go underneath the right slope shingles. So in order to complete repairs to the shingles on the back slope here, these right slope shingles will have to be manipulated, most likely causing damage to those shingles as well, having to make repairs up from there. But I just wanted to point out how this slope can also tie into some other slopes. But I do not believe this roof is repairable, and I'll chalk up all of those damages and get some better pictures of those. Thank you for your time.